you're the one to write up a song for just anyone.
Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to our Dutch farmhouse. If you're new here, my name is Naomi and we live in an old farmhouse in the beautiful countryside of the Netherlands.
But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better.
One of my very favorite things about this changing of seasons is the fact that we can use our fireplace again. During the summer, just to keep most of the bugs out, we don't keep any of the firewood inside. But as soon as fall comes around the corner, I am hauling it all back in so that we can start a fire whenever it gets even a little bit chilly.
I like bugs and do not like spiders.
Wanted to give it 'cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned.
Now I have an exciting project planned for this week. I have been preparing for this for quite a while now, so you probably know, and also I'm sure you can see it in the thumbnail of this video, but I have finally done it. I ordered wallpaper. I made a decision. I cannot promise you that it will be the final decision, that I won't change my mind, but I've made a decision. Baby steps, okay? Baby steps. So it just got delivered. Look at this box. It actually says new walls inside. Now there are a couple of things that need to get done before I can start putting wallpaper on this wall, but I do think we can open it up just to see what it looks like, because I am very curious. Let me get a knife. I realized that was very reckless. I could have cut right through the wallpaper that way. Don't do as I do. There we go. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I really wanted to do a dark-ish, moody-ish wallpaper on this wall behind me. I really like the very dark and moody style. We do have a very bright house. There are a lot of windows. There's a lot of sunlight coming in, except for the kitchen. The kitchen, even though there are a lot of windows, is a little bit dark. The kitchen is on the north side, so it's naturally already getting less and cooler light than the rest of the house. There's also some trees in front of it, so if I'm gonna do a moody corner anywhere in the house, this would be a really good place, I think, because then, you know, you can just embrace the darkness that is in this. That sounds very dramatic. It's not that dark. I think this would be a good spot for a moody corner. So I got a sample of wallpaper that you've seen in my last couple of videos. I have had this for weeks. I put it up on the wall just to look at it all day, and I still very much love it, but I'm also still a little bit afraid because I don't know for sure if it's going to fit very well with the rest of the kitchen, and that's mostly because we have green cabinets. There is a green tint in this, so it's blue with green flowers, although the green is a little bit bluish. So I don't know. This is the very first time that I am doing wallpaper like this. So I did wallpaper one other time, which was behind the washing machine in our last house, but that was this much. It was a really small little nook hidden away somewhere. I've never used it in a room or on a complete wall. So I'm a little bit scared. Now, this was not super expensive wallpaper, and I don't need a lot because I'm only going to put it on this wall here, then around the door, and then on the right side of the range hood and the stove, because behind the stove is going to be tiles. There's not going to be wallpaper there. So I didn't need a lot, and it's not super expensive, so I can afford to change my mind, and I might. I will put it up. If I don't like it, I might change it up later, although I'm not looking forward to removing wallpaper. We will see. But as I mentioned, before I can do the wallpaper, there are some things that I need to get done first, because the range hood cover, for example, was never finished. There are still some ridges that you can see from the sheetrock. It's not finished. Its surface is very rough. It's never been made smooth, which means that every bit of dust and cobweb sticks to it. So it's kind of gross. So that needs to be finished first, because I'm not going to be messing around with plaster and paint when the wallpaper's up on the wall for obvious reasons. Indecisive as I am, I have also not decided what kind of tile I'm going to do behind the stove. I definitely want to do something neutral, so I am kind of leaning towards either a creamy white or a dark gray. And this all depends on what the wall is going to look like with the wallpaper on it. So I'm going to give myself some time to make that decision. I definitely wanted like a rustic look, but that's as far as I got with that decision. So to be continued. For anyone who's new to my channel, I built this range hood cover myself, and I used sheetrock on the outside, and then I tried to smooth out the spaces between each sheet with plaster, but it just didn't work out very well. It wasn't very pretty. You could still very easily see that there was something there, so I kind of just stopped halfway that project and toyed with the idea of having some other walls in the house professionally plastered and then have them do the range hood cover as well. But then I remembered there is another thing I could try. I used this stuff in Ruben's bedroom as well to try and smooth out one of his walls, and it didn't work out at all in there. But for this project, I thought it might just be perfect. Thank you. So this is basically plastering for dummies. You roll it on in all directions, and then you smooth it out with a smoothing out thingy, and then when it's dry you can sand off any of the imperfections and it looks incredible. Now after the first layer it wasn't as perfect as I wanted yet, so I did do 2 layers of this. So after sanding it all smooth, I put on another layer of the plaster stuff and did the whole process again. Funny story, we chose the material of our countertops, which is ceramic, for its durability and Naomi proofness, meaning I want to be able to accidentally leave a lemon out on the countertop without it being completely ruined, and it needs to be sturdy, okay? I drop things all the time. So imagine my surprise when they installed this kitchen and they told me, oh, by the way, you cannot ever stand on top of your countertops. So I was never able to reach the very top of the wall and the right side of the range hood cover because that's where the countertops are, and my ladder just couldn't reach that far. And for this project, I really needed to be able to reach the top. So I put down a piece of cardboard on the countertops and a sheet of MDF that I had left, and I figured this would distribute my weight, and so it would probably be okay. Of course, while climbing onto my countertops, I literally grabbed my freshly plastered range hood cover because that's me. But the countertops didn't break, so I was able to do the right side of the range hood cover as well. And this way I can also reach the top when I need to put the wallpaper up here, and I will finally be able to paint around that beam because I've never been able to do that either. So I have found out that putting up wallpaper is never going to be a hobby of mine. I mean, the first 2 pieces went pretty well. They were pretty straightforward. I just had to cut around the wall outlet here. And I do have to say it's very, very instant gratification kind of satisfying, but oh my, did I struggle with that 3rd piece. I was very, very lucky that by total coincidence, Stefan was home early today. He wasn't planning to be, but he was right here at the very moment that I started this piece of wallpaper, which was the most complicated part because it had to go around that beam at the top, but also around the countertop at the bottom. So eventually I had to admit defeat and call him down to ask for a hand. So he could hold up the right, like, floppy side of the wallpaper while I worked on the left side and make sure that the wallpaper at the bottom didn't fall down the countertop, pulling it all out of shape again. But it all ended up fine in the end. And from here on out, it wasn't as frustrating. Okay, this side of the room is done. I'm going to change up the order of things a little bit because I don't want to do the wallpaper around the range hood cover as long as I'm still working on that, which is the case. So what still needs to happen is I need to sand the range hood cover so that it's all perfectly smooth, and then I need to paint it. And I think, knowing myself, it would probably be a good idea to do that before I do the wallpaper. Also, it's just going to make things a little easier. I can paint pretty roughly and then just wallpaper over it. Now, the range hood cover plaster stuff isn't completely dry yet, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit. So I think I'm just going to continue with the wallpaper tomorrow. But there's absolutely no reason why we can't put this all back together. Let's make it pretty. Good morning, guys. This is what we woke up to today. The most stunning sunrise. There was a low-hanging mist over the fields and the sun was just glowing through it. It honestly felt like stepping into a painting. And sometimes I can't believe that this is right outside our back door here in the Netherlands. We feel so grateful to live in such a beautiful place, and I just had to share these moments with you because mornings like this, they're pure magic. Now, in the spirit of taking a little break from the kitchen project, I was informed that we had run out of granola. We go through granola very, very fast. Stefan eats it for breakfast every morning and I snack on it all day. So I thought while I was making this, I could share this simple recipe with you guys. It is not too sweet, and to make it just a little bit more special, I put some orange zest in there just to give it a very subtle citrus flavor. It's really, really very good. I will leave the recipe in the description for you guys. I'm so happy. It is so beautiful. It does so much too. It kind of distracts from the busy tiling on the floor, kind of draws your eye up to the wallpaper. It also makes the whole kitchen feel a little bit smaller, which is nice because it's a really big kitchen. And with all of the white shiny countertops and the white walls, it was kind of like a big void, really. And now it just feels like a separated room. It separates it a little bit from the rest of the house. It's beautiful. It feels so much more cozy. There is one thing though that I need your help with. Let me show you. Do I or do I not continue the wallpaper around this corner here on this wall? Because I think it would look really good. I think it would look very luxurious if you like go around this little bit here that goes into the window. I think that would look really beautiful. Keep in mind that I have a different fabric in mind for these curtains. They're going to be replaced. It's just a little bit too much color in one place. I think it would look really good. I would have to get another roll of wallpaper, which is okay because as I said, it's not super expensive wallpaper, but I don't know. What do you think? Would it be too much? Or would it be really pretty? And if we're going to do this bit, then are we also going to do this one? This bit here around the fridge, it actually goes all the way around. So there's a little strip of wall on the right side of the fridge as well, because it is part of the same wall, although it's completely separated by the window. I don't know. Let me know. I am very curious what you think. I have not been able to make a decision. What else is new? So in the past, I might have done a complete kitchen makeover because that is what people were doing on YouTube, right? And I feel like that time has passed a little bit, which I think is a very good thing because creators everywhere were getting burnt out really quickly. And from experience, I can tell you that doing a whole makeover in the span of 1 or 2 weeks just to get a video done is exhausting. Not to mention, not super realistic or relatable at all. I mean, who does that? A makeover of a whole room in a week. I think most people will just do a little bit here and there, and then at some point the room is going to come together. And that also gives you so much more time to go out and collect little special things that you want to include in your room, or to look at a wallpaper sample for 3 weeks before making a decision. This kitchen is definitely not done. The next things I want to get started on is the trim around the door and hopefully soon the tiles behind the stove, although that project scares me a little because I never done that before. There are quite some things that I want to get done still in the kitchen. I have a whole list of things that need to get done, and they will come bit by bit. Where's your beer? On another note, it's Stefan's birthday, and he had asked for his birthday a couple of coffee-related things because the coffee machine and making very, very good coffee is one of his hobbies. And so he mentioned he would like a way to hang up his like Porto filter things, the ones that like go into your machine, because they are now in the cupboard, but he would like a way to put them on the wall right here. And so for his birthday, I made him holders for them. So I actually designed these on my iPad, to get the shape right and make sure that the filter would fit inside. And then I made this out of several layers of wood using my laser machine, glue it all together, and then smooth out all of the edges with wood filler. And then I spray painted them black, and then this is what they now look like. Let me come closer. Now, we have had our coffee machine for a couple of years, and usually you would bring it away to get serviced every year or so. We've never done that because it was working fine and it just never really happened. And so 2 days before his birthday, Stefan decides that this would be a good moment to take the machine away to get serviced, which meant that it was going to be out for about 2 weeks is what they said. So we got this machine in its place, like temporarily. It's let's say I haven't had much of an appetite for coffee since we've had this. It's not very good. But the problem is, I can't hang these up now because I am not sure where our normal machine ends, like where it sits. So I can't properly decide where these should go. So I guess I will show you that next week, hopefully when we have our machine back. But for now, we are going to celebrate a birthday. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.